Okay, so before we get this review going, I'm going to have to give you guys a warning. First off, there's going to be a lot of F-bombs here. Second, I am going to talk about religion, mainly because this deals with mythology. And there are some topics I'm going to touch on. So, if this is something that is very sensitive to you, you may want to skip this review. Just a heads up, okay? Alright, first things first. This book is fucking awful. And not in the usual Gabby Rivera ways. Like through really cringy dialogue that is actually funny and bad art. So Gabby tries to do some world building here by going into America's past and showing you the creation myths surrounding the parallel and what planet they're actually from. And it's done really poorly. Oh my god, it's awful! This book was so fucking bad. I literally wanted to swallow my tongue and choke myself to death on my own vomit. I mean, at least with issue 6, I had stuff I can point to and laugh at and we had a good time, but this was fucking torture, man. I didn't want to finish the goddamn book. The art is a bit of improvement over what we had last time, but that was part of the appeal, man. I liked the really shitty art. It was funny. I could make fun of it. Alright, let's get this going. Okay, so Grandma Luchador brings America back to the utopian parallel, and this is where we start getting into the whole creation myth. Okay, before I get into that, I want to point out some stuff that's really fucking stupid and not thought out. America is supposed to be an alien. And I think before Gabby got a hold of her, she was supposed to be Puerto Rican. I know at the very least Latina. So how the fuck is she Latina and an alien? That makes no goddamn sense whatsoever. It boggles my mind here. And it really kind of illustrates you that Gabby is just pulling shit out of her ass. It's really just to push her own agenda because her alien name is America Chavez. A very human planet Earth name. Not like Gleeblorp or something else like, Gamora or some other name that sounds alien and not English or Spanish. It fucking hurts my brain how stupid this is. Now, if maybe Gabby attached this to some sort of, creation myth involving, something of Latin America, either the Mayan or Aztec. Fuck, I'm totally blanking here on other cultures that existed in Central and South America. But my problem is, it's bullshit. Let's take Thor, for example. That is right out of Norse mythology. You have Asgard, you have the whole thing with the World Tree, and Midgard. All these things are taken and have been adapted to suit Marvel's needs. That is a good example of how you pull something like this off. And Gabby could have done the same thing if she so desired, but didn't. She created her own thing and had it very lesbian-centric. And do I need to spell out why? Of course not. Oh, sorry, I gotta make a correction. They're not in the utopian parallel. They're actually in the astral plane. Another thing I gotta point out is why the fuck is Grandma Luchador a luchador and not wearing a mask? And not only that, if she's an alien, how can she be a fucking luchador? How are we getting Hispanic and Latino culture in this when they're aliens? Fucking kills me, man. So Grandma Turnbuckle starts telling America about the myth. Before there was anything else, there were the spirits, and they formed the galaxies, stretching creation beyond all limits. And America's reply is, Sky Novelas. I swear it's like at any opportunity, Gabby just wants to throw out a Spanish word. Okay, so you've come for the roast, but you stayed for the silly voices. If there was anything else, there were the spirits, they formed the galaxies, stretching creation beyond its limits. Ooh, Sky Novelas. Our people were born of two such spirits, Marika and Sonar. Marika was the daydreamer, free as a firefly. The DIY goddess Sonar was the opposite, a builder, And there's my cat. A builder of universes. They never would have... She clearly doesn't like the voice I'm using. They never should have met, but the universe has a way of bringing people together. I'm not really sure what that was, but I'm pretty sure I was channeling Colonel Sanders or some shit. I'm gonna skip America's dialogue because it's just fucking stupid. Rika ends up creating the star portal and the two see each other and fall in love, blah blah blah. Okay, this is kind of my issue with the creation myth here that they have. Now, I do have a background in anthropology. I studied mythology quite a bit. I am by no means an expert, but what I can tell you when it comes to ancient religions is the fact that it is a representation of the four seasons. Spring bringing birth, summer, being life, autumn getting into old age, and then death with winter. Now, these are pretty prominent themes that you can actually find in most religions and mythology. You can see this very present in Christianity, beginning with the birth of Jesus, his life and ultimate death and resurrection. This is nothing new. It's very prevalent in the cult of Dionysus, also known as Bacchus, for anyone who's studied Greek mythology, as well as the cult of Mithras, which was a competing religion at the time of Christianity when it was very young. We were a hair's breadth away from all following Mithras now. Now, the other aspect of religion is the representation of the masculine and the feminine. And you see this with the Mother Earth and the sky god, or the horn god, or the great hunter, depending on which mythologies you look into. If you've studied paganism and all, it is very present. It is the idea that is a representation of life. You have the Earth Mother and the sky god. They mate, he dies, and she gives birth to him again in the spring. If you ever wondered why there are Easter bunnies, it's because of Beltane. And the rabbit is a representation of reproduction. Because what do rabbits do? They reproduce a lot. Alright, enough of this nonsense. You came here to talk comics, not about mythology. Okay, with their union, they produced the Utopian Parallel, which closely mirrors how America Chavez was created by her mothers. Blah, blah, blah. Oh my god, this book is boring. Alright, so the planet Futonia is the love child between the two goddesses and is the birthplace of Madamar Amelia, which is one of America's moms. And there's a bunch of shit that happens I don't care about. Okay, so their world faces devastation by these planet eaters. They're called the... Fuck. I lost my concentration. La Legion! So we're throwing in the Spanish equivalent of the Spanish aliens. It makes no fucking sense. And America makes this comment about, whoa, genocide monsters that eat planets. It's like, you fucking know who Galactus is. Everybody knows who Galactus is, and he eats fucking planets. And they end up at the Utopian Parallel, which is only populated by women, because the author is a lesbian. Okay, now I'm going to point out, I wouldn't have a problem with this if there was actually a good explanation. Good example of an all-female species is the Asari from Mass Effect. I think that is really fucking cool, and it's explained because of the way they reproduce. It's not physical, it's very spiritual, where this book is slowly murdering me from within. So America finds out that her grandmother has the capacity to watch her when she was growing up, and it pisses her off. I mean, to a degree, I don't blame her, but she really fucking overreacts by attacking her own family. Now reserve that kind of violence for Uncle Creepy when he tries to touch you in a bad place at Thanksgiving. So now America goes into her sob story while throwing boulders at Grandma Apollo Driver and talks about snake people trying to kidnap her and all this shit. Losing a kitten because it got hit by a car. I mean, fuck, we all have personal tragedies. And these are the things that prepare us for life. So Matamar starts telling her story about why she had to leave her and why she was abandoned and all this crap, and really boils down to a bunch of shit you don't care about. So you find out that Matamar had to get pulled away right after America was, I don't know what you would call this, given birth to. So, anyway, Grandma dropkick. So Grandma Flying Elbow has to leave like right after America was born. And again, we get the shot that mirrors the creation of the utopian parallel by the two goddesses. So Sexmatron, with her creepy female lip eye mask thing, is trying to find America so she can, I don't know, hook up with her on Grindr or some shit. I don't know. She's gonna do some nasty things to America's friends. It looks like Gabby Rivera wrote herself into her own book, along with some other butch-looking chick. Seriously. I don't get it. You're talking about representation, and you really don't do it right. That's ultimately what pisses me off about this shit. Is these people complain about representation, and when they have the opportunity to represent gay people, they don't represent them like people. They're fucking caricatures of some kind. Seriously, this chick in the lower right-hand panel looks like Gabby Rivera. But I'm sure she's doing this to piss off the white patriarchy. God, if I hear that one more time, my head is just going to explode because of how fucking retarded it is. You might as well say the Illuminati at this point. It's made up. It's not real. By the way, we have secret meetings on Tuesday. Anyway, that's all I got. If you liked this video, please hit that like button, hit that bell for a notification, and if you can tolerate the sound of my voice, please subscribe. Do the social media thing and share my videos if you do enjoy them. It's because of viewers like you that have really helped me grow in the channel. I've managed to finally hit 40 subs. I'll be honest with you, when I started this, I didn't even think I'd get this far. So thank you very much to all of you guys for coming along and watching my content. Also, recently I was in a live stream with Anglintine and Weaponized Nerd Rage, as well as Chef Jack and Captain Frugal. I will drop a link, so future me, please add that as an annotation so people can click on it and go check it out. We had a real good time. We were doing the Gabby Awards. We were talking about the worst of the worst in comics. Has no relation to Gabby Rivera, by the way. It stands for the god-awful bad books of the year. No relation. And I would like to give a huge shout out to Anglintine for having me on. It was fantastic. I look forward to doing future live streams with him and Frugal and Weaponized Nerd Rage and Chef Jack. They were all great. So please go check that out. And that's all I got. So have a good evening and enjoy your reads. I will see you next time.